We're working on Carrie, which is one of the last chapters in natural language processing in action. Mob programming in general, you're encouraged to speak up when I'm doing something wrong and show me what I need to be doing better. This could be really hard because you guys aren't familiar with this code base. This is the file that I think I want to work on. Let me just show you the bug first. I need to see if I could even run Carrie. I'll have to go through the installation process, or I can't even test things. Or maybe I'll have to, rather than making everybody wait for that, what I'll do is instead, I will just try to, let's make sure I've got a content environment. Yeah, I do have a content environment. Let's just try pip install -e dot. See if that happens to work, then we're good to go. If that doesn't work, then, great. Okay, we're up and running. So now let's do the skill that's given us trouble. There's a couple of them. The life skill. This is Kalika's skill for helping people with depression from the Burns book. Something like How to Be Happy or something like that. It's a classic book on cognitive distortions and how to deal with them. I stubbed my toe yesterday. The world is ending. Horrible. Okay. So I'm going to try to identify the cognitive distortion. So sort of maybe catastrophizing. Is there a catastrophizing here? Not blaming, not everything, all or nothing, generalizing, filtering, discounting, assumptions, disproportionizing, maybe? Yeah, disproportionizing. So the intent recognizer shouldn't require me to spell it perfectly and should be able to. So we got some debug messages happening in the background to help us debug this thing. Disproportionate. Okay, great. That's good. It did recognize that particular answer that I gave. Rerate your feelings. Okay, so now that I know that it's disproportionizing, maybe it's a little less strong. Great. Okay, great. So it looks like I didn't trigger any misrecognition of intent. So there's no bug that you can see from this dialogue, but I think it's supposed to. There are some gaps. Let's work on maybe Astros. Maybe the Astro skill is what. This is Rashti's skill for doing similar sorts of things. Okay, great. So it's not even implemented on this. Let's maybe we should look at Kalika's dialogue, YAML, and let's see life.yaml. Is there, okay. Wonder where she put her YAML file. Under life, I bet. Life coach. There we go. Now.
It's the first one.
You're right. Because it's got that dot dialogue. It's the V2 version of the dialogue. Okay, great. Did you notice anything happening? So it's supposed to be matching fuzzy keywords. Okay, so as the default NLP approach, let's see where that question came up about disproportionizing right here. There's no change to the NLP in this state, so it should still be using fuzzy matching. So let's see how the fuzzy, so I'm going to look up in the code and see where the fuzzy matching is happening, fuzzy intent matching. Fuzzy intent matching, for everybody who doesn't understand that, that's when you use embedding vectors that represent the meaning of a phrase, and you compare the distance between all of the meaning vectors for each of these possible intents, and then you pick the one that's closest to what the user has said. This all relies on these vectors called word vectors or embedding vectors or encoding vectors for turning text, natural language text, into a meaningful vector of what they contain. So let's try doing it again with a word that means the same thing as disproportionizing. So instead of spelling it correctly, I'll just misspell it, or disproportionate. As maybe I'll do it. That's a good way to go through this one. And then we'll actually, and let's see. I'm resisting the urge to ask Rushdie questions. So describe an upsetting event. Stub toe. Horrible. 90. Now let's do disproportionate. I'm not going to capitalize it. And disproportionate pessimism, maybe? That's kind of disproportionizing. Okay, so all it's doing is echoing back in the error message what's happening. So it's not actually necessarily recognizing anything about that intent. Let's see if we can make it go to okay. Oh, these are all going one place. There's not multiple different states. So they're all going to the distortion state. None of them are, there's no, let's make sure, distortion. Let's see if there's, let's get rid of the all caps. Distortion. Let's find all distortion. Let's see where that state is appearing. Next condition, distortion. Rating. Huh. Oh, here it is. Here's the distortion state. So this is going to go to the next. By default, it's going to go to the next. So next condition, if you say something like distortion, it should go to the re-rate state. I think that's how that works. Next condition, it goes the state name and then the possible intents that are associated with that state name. It should be indented for one thing. That's the only way this is going to ever work. So I'm going to say, what's the re-rate state? Let's see what that looks like. Re-rate. Huh. And this is that what it asked me immediately after? Re-rate your feelings. Yeah, so it went to that one rather than to the distortion state, which is this one that goes, that's the default. If things go bad, if I don't say something that matches this intent, it should go back to there, which is odd. So let's give it two options so we can tell what's going on. Let's go. Go ahead.
Is it doing the NLP on a word that you gave that's already in that list? Maybe if you gave a word that's not in that list at all, it's going to find the one that's closest to something in that list.
Yeah, you'd be right if this was working the way Kalika, that's what Kalika intended, but it's actually that's not the way this data structure works. This isn't a list. These are just lines of text that it's going to say. This is just the bot statement. That's all this is. This is all just one big string. It's not actually a list. I'm going to try a couple different things. The intent recognition is not working, and so she hacked it to work by forcing it to go. It's just falling through from one state to the next, regardless of what you say. It's going to always go through the same process, no matter what you say. Because that's the default action. Whenever it can't find a good state to go to, it just goes to the next one in the list of all these states. So let's give it at least some options so we have something. So I'm gonna give some really clear options here. Yes and no. Actually, I got to be really careful about that because those are two keywords in the YAML syntax that can mean true and false. So I need to yep. I'm going to do yep and nope, just to make sure I don't get tripped up by that bug or potential bug. And so I'm going to have it go back to the original state. If I say distortion. It's going to skip re-rate and go to reevaluate. So I'm going to have I'll say maybe it'll go to re-rate. This is not, and I should not be doing this on her dialogue. I should be doing this on a new file. Save as. Call it journal-test. Great. And now I need to go into the code. Once I get this set up the way I want it, so I have a good test, so I can show that it's not doing what I want it to do, and then go in and fix it. That's always the first step in any debugging effort. Make sure you can reproduce the bug, and have something that you know whether it's working or not when you're done. And I've got 30 minutes to fix it. Okay. So distortion, it's going to go to distortion state if I say nope. It's going to go to re-rate if I say yep. And it's going to go to quit if I say something else, maybe extend. I'll go to extend will be a third state that it could possibly go to. That way I'll be able to tell whether it's recognizing these words. And these words are really easy to recognize in terms of intent. They're quite different from each other. Yes, indeed. Or I'm going to say yep. Just make it really easy to type. It's really easy to test. Okay. Of course, these finish and stop, I can always check those as well. I should check those. That's another branch in the tree that I could be able to check. Should set this up so that the test dialog is actually the text. So 3 options. Yep. Nope. Maybe. And I'll say what they go to. Yep. Just so as we're interacting with it, we can actually re-rate. Nope should go to distortion. So that's that list of distortions. And then maybe should go to re-rate. Re-rate is here. I got that wrong. So y'all missed an opportunity to catch me. Yep, should go to extend. What's extend say? Oh yeah. Now how do you feel? That's basically what that says. So I'll have to just remember what that's doing. And there's also the stop, which should go to finish. Quit. Okay, so now if I get that, we'll test that new skill that I just created. Well, I'll leave it in life for now. I should create
tell it to look at that new file somewhere.
Exactly. Good catch, John. First, let's create a branch. Get checkout -b life test. Get status. Get commit dash. Ooh, got lots of changes. So the only change I want to do, I don't want to affect this one, the dialogue one. Make this bigger so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I want to only add the new one, the test one. This is the test one. So first let's get remove. Get revert maybe, the old one. I'll get checkout. Get checkout.
Get restore.
Get checkout. Well,
the old one?
Yeah, get checkout will just check out the old one and overwrite the changes that I made. Because get checkout by default will check out the head branch or whatever branch you're on, whatever the latest thing is. And since I haven't committed anything or added anything, get status, that should now be green or be invisible anymore. So it's not going to mention that file anymore. That file is no longer changed. Get status. Come on, Hobbs. Okay, I still got some changes I made to file utils on the other branch. So let's get checkout main again. And get commit -am new file utils. I'm working on some cool file utils. I've got our new pre-commit hooks in there. Let's see if I can commit twice and make that go away. Excellent. Great. Status. So the commit worked. I think I can push that up to main. Since it's broken, git push. Just git push. Origin main. Okay. Git checkout. Test life. Life test. Status. We can add this new file, src carry /data/life coach. I'm not going to add the FAQ that I added. Just so you know, I'm working on this FAQ was for a student. I can go ahead and add that to this branch too. It doesn't matter. Git commit -am test life YAML file. Git commit. That's all my files. It looks like Sublime is just consistently. I may have those line endings, those mixed line endings showing up as a result of my Git config settings, where I'm allowing it to switch back and forth between Windows and new lines for Unix. But anyway, let's see let's git commit again. Let's git push u origin. In this case, the new feature is test life or life test. Okay, so we got that file up there. As y'all, John Becker, just so you know, this is a public repo, so if you ever want to play with it, all the stuff is there on GitLab.